Hello, everyone. Welcome in. Looks like we already have a lot of people in the chat. Super excited. It's great to see everyone this week. Hopefully, everyone is doing well. It's just going to be me tonight, so hopefully, I'll still be able to entertain and also hopefully share some Disney news with you that you don't already know. But just want to thank everybody for being here in the chat already. It's very exciting. Mom's, just kind of busy, a little bit, not feeling the best. So I'm doing the stream tonight and looking forward to talking with you all about some current and classic, current, and future Disney attractions. So yeah, thank you, Garrett. I appreciate that. I think Mom will probably be in the chat if I had to guess. Uh, but yeah, welcome in everyone. We already have a great showing, so I'm trying to do the best to scribble everybody's names down. It's hard to run the show solo. But welcome in to Dean the Turkey Legster. I see you. Thank you for being here, Dean. Shout out to James Ryan as well. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you being such a great mod for us. Always great to see you, James. Welcome in to Mike Wheeler, who was first. So big shout out to Mike. Always great to have you in the chat. We love talking with you, Mike. Thanks for being here. Daniel, welcome in to Disinfinity. Daniel, great to see you in the chat this week. Tina McNeil, DCS, Alex Kennett, thank y'all for being here. Adventures by D, Monarch Moments, Stacy Rogers. And I actually wrote down James Ryan twice. So James was apparently twice as nice on my list tonight. But welcome in to everyone. Trying to follow it. Let's see who else we see. Trying to make sure I didn't miss anybody so far. Oh, Adventures by D says, loving the Star Wars items behind you. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I need to shake up my setup a little bit. I'd really kind of initially set all this up for Mando Mania, but I like it, so I just kind of left it. And but I think maybe I'll look to shake up my set a little bit. But thank you so much, Adventures by D. I really appreciate it. We've got the child Cincy Buddy, Grogu Cincy Buddy, and then we've got the R2D2. R2 unit that I built at Galaxy's Edge with a little porg on his shoulder up there, and then my magic band chain right there, and some keys over here. Now I guess I know what weather people feel like. Try to point to everything behind me, and then we've got a Chewie. We got a Chewbacca that's actually really cute and really funny. But yeah, so thanks for the shout out to my set there. I really appreciate it. Yeah, with the porg. Yeah, thank you for noticing. Welcome in to Francisco. Thanks for being here, Francisco. It's great to see you this week. And let's see here who we have in chat. Oh my goodness, we have an appearance by my best buddy, Clay McKinney. Thanks for being here, my friend. We go way back. Love you. Thanks for joining in on the chat tonight. So yeah, I just wanted to say we'll start things off with a little bit of today in Disney history. So back in 1905, that's right, 1905, character actor Charles Lane, the voice of George Houdecourt in Disney's animated The Aristocats, was born in San Francisco, California on this day in 1905. Lane's live-action Disney and credits include The Ugly Dachshund, the Gnome Mobile, and the 1995 remake of The Computer Wore Tennis Shoes. Also, he was in other classics such as Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, Arsenic and Old Lace, and It's a Wonderful Life. So that was 1905. Charles Lane was born. 1925, another big name on our screens, Paul Newman. I'd forgotten that Paul Newman voiced Doc Hudson in Cars. But so yeah, in 2006, Paul Newman voiced Doc Hudson in Cars, and he was born on this day in Shaker Heights, Ohio. And he also portrayed Doc Hudson in the short Mater and the Ghost Light and the Cars video game, and they used some of the takes that they didn't use, or some of the audio that they didn't use in Cars. They used some of those lines for Cars 3. So, very, very, very iconic actor. Yeah, Disinfinity Daniel. He did a great job in Cars. Yeah, that voice is just fantastic. Thank you for the well wishes, James, for Mom. I appreciate it. But yeah, so other iconic films that he was involved with, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Let's see, Harry and Son, The Verdict, Towering Inferno, The Sting, and Cool Hand Luke. So star-studded lineup there for Mr. Paul Newman, born on this day in 1925. 1938, Disney's first full-length animated feature, which we all know as Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, was released in Argentina on this day in 1938. 1955, Disney's second Davy Crockett episode, Davy Crockett Goes to Congress, was the title, airs on ABC's Disneyland. It's the second of 5 episodes of the Crockett trilogy. Davy, George, and their families settle in Tennessee. And also it notes at this time, the U.S. is in the midst of Crockett frenzy. So big shout out to my family lineage. We got a lot of family that lives up in Tennessee. Mom and Dad grew up in Tennessee, and so it's great to acknowledge that connection. Obviously, there's a lot of intertwined history between Tennessee and Texas, so just a really neat note there. Fast forward to 1958. Yeah, it's really amazing how many actors have a Disney connection. Absolutely, yeah, Mom. Fast forward to 1958. None other than Ellen DeGeneres was born in Metairie. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, Louisiana. Which you could have never convinced me that Ellen was from Louisiana. I don't necessarily know a lot about her, but that's really funny. But obviously, she provided the voice for Dory, the beloved fish with the short-term memory loss in Finding Nemo, and reprised her role in 2016 with Finding Dory. So she's been involved with in various different ways, a lot of involvement. She's got her own sitcom, but starting in 1996, Ellen hosted Ellen's Energy Adventure, one time known as Ellen's Energy Crisis, located in the universe of energy at Epcot. The show revolved around DeGeneres falling asleep and finding herself in an energy-themed version of Jeopardy! Ellen's Energy Adventure had its final day of operation in August 2017. I never got around to doing that. We never checked that one out, but I'm sure you could probably find a video on YouTube if you want to check that out. Ellen's Energy Adventure. And let's see, it says, to celebrate her birthday, the writers of the Ellen DeGeneres show tracked down the robot from Ellen's Energy Adventure and presented it to her on air and in January 2018. Oh, Mom says Ellen DeGeneres is actually from Louisiana, or actually from Atlanta, Texas, not Louisiana. I did not know that. But yeah, it says she was born in Metairie, Louisiana, so I guess she must have grown up there. Yeah. Adventures by D says, love that ride. Lots of dinosaurs. Love that. That's so cool. James Ryan says, when I was a young boy, everybody had a Davy Crockett hat, the coonskin cap, and sang the song, Davy Crockett, King of the Wild Frontier. Yeah, that one used to come on, Tina McNeil, another defunct attraction. I believe it was the Davy Crockett show used to come on. I want to say around the time I'd leave for school in the morning. Way back. I was probably, I can't remember. I might have even been in elementary school, but I remember the tune to the title sequence there. 1960, animator and comic artist Riley Thompson passes away at the age of 47 in California. Riley Thompson started at Disney in 1936, worked on Mickey Mouse, Silly Symphonies, and Donald Duck short films, and also, believe worked on Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs and the Sorcerer's Apprentice segment of Fantasia. So lot of hits there. Fast forward to let's see here, 1992 at Super Bowl 26 in Minneapolis. Quarterback Mark Rypien of the Washington Redskins, now Washington football team, declares, "I'm going to Disney World," following his team's win over the Buffalo Bills 37-24. So very cool. I've wondered where that quote originated from. I need to look that up, but very neat. 1993, Disneyland's newest section, Toontown, is dedicated by Michael Eisner and actor Harry Anderson, Toontown's honorary mayor. 1994, Roger Rabbit's cartoon spin debuts in Disneyland's Mickey's Toontown. The dark ride, which was inspired by Who Framed Roger Rabbit, it contains 16 audio animatronics, 59 animated props, and 20 special effects. It is the first ride-through attraction which allows guests to take control of their vehicles while following a track. So, very neat. Oh, thank you, Tina. You're too kind. My singing grace is not that great, but I appreciate the compliment nevertheless. Let's see. Alex Kennett says, "I've met Fess Parker, tallest man I've ever met, and made a fine wine." Interesting. Welcome in to Diz Our Dream. Thanks for being here, Jeff and Angela. It's great to see y'all. We are still running through today in Disney history. Fast forward to 1997 at Super Bowl 31 in New Orleans. Green Bay Packers kick returner / punt returner Desmond Howard shouts, "I'm going to Disney World," after his team's 35-21 win over the New England Patriots. Let's see here. Fast forward some more. This must have been one of those common Super Bowl dates for January 26th. It says 2003 at Super Bowl 37 in San Diego, John Gruden and Brad Johnson of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers proclaim, "We're going to Disney World," following their team's 48-21 win over the Oakland Raiders. Following that game in 2003, the new nightly hour-long show Jimmy Kimmel Live debuted. So pretty neat. 2004, the Kansas City Star reports that a museum honoring Walt Disney is to be created on the site of his old Laugh-O-Gram Studios in Kansas City. Fast forward some more. 2007, during a press conference at Walt Disney World Resort, plans for an attraction called Toy Story Mania are announced. Love Toy Story Mania. It's a great ride. I got to ride Toy Story Mania the opening week of the ride coming out. So very, very cool. Let's see here. Catching up on the chat. Oh, no. Garrett says Tom Brady is going to Disney World in a couple of weeks, Will. Oh, no. Sorry. I'm not the biggest fan. I hate to disappoint Garrett, but I'm not the biggest fan of old Tom Terrific. But, yeah. Made it a thing. Yeah, absolutely. Welcome in, Jonathan Chong. And welcome in to Amy, AJC Magic TV. Thank you for being here, Amy. Great to see you as always. Let's see here. Continue catching up on chat in just a second. All righty. Trying to catch up here. Oh, neat. Alex Kennett says, James Ryan, I managed to get tickets to a Disney induction ceremony at Walt Disney World during Walt's 100th birthday celebration. Mickey Rooney and Virginia Davis. Wow. Talk about some icons. My goodness. So very, very cool. Let's see. Scrolling through here, trying to catch up. Okay. I think I'm all caught up there. All righty. Let's see if there's any more. So yeah, I always like to provide these sources if anybody else wants to check it out. There's a website called thisdayindisneyhistory.com, and you can go click on whatever date you want to click on. If you want to check out your birthday and see what happened on this day in Disney history, you can do that. So it's a neat source, and we like to reference it when we can. And trying to see if there's anything else notable. Oh yeah, 2020. Composer John Williams wins Best Instrumental Composition for his Star Wars Galaxy's Edge Symphonic Suite at the 62nd Grammy Awards. So yeah, uh, very very packed day in Disney history. A lot of football nods on this day in Disney history for the Super Bowl. So all right, so my question, and the stream will probably be a little bit shorter tonight, since Mom's not here. We're a little bit out of our element, so looking forward to hopefully next week being back together. And but anyway, so my question is, obviously there's some question marks around the Tron ride and whether or not we're going to see uh, the Tron ride open this year. They've boarded it up. Some people have said that it's to protect the inside of the ride. Others have said, well, it's they've kind of stopped working on it for the time being. But of the rides that I believe we confirmed, which I've got a list of them here, and if there's any that I leave out of the list, make sure and let me know in the chat. That way we can throw that into the conversation as well. But so far, I believe the attraction that we're going to have opening the soonest will be Remy's Ratatouille Adventure at Epcot. They had the very front was kind of bushed or hedged off, and then they moved it back, so now you can walk further back into the queue. And so I'm just guessing that Remy's Ratatouille Adventure is the first thing that we'll see opened. And so there's Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. There is Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, which I believe they still plan on opening this year. Renovated Snow White's Enchanted Wish, which was formerly called Snow White's Scary Adventures at Disneyland, and also Avengers Campus. So I believe, just guessing, and based off of what I've read, it sounds like that's what we're going to end up with this year. I believe Snow White's Enchanted Wish has already been completed, so they're just waiting on Disneyland to reopen. And then, from what I've heard, I believe Avengers Campus is supposed to open sometime this year. So we'll see. But what are you most excited about of that lineup? So we have Remy's Ratatouille Adventure at Epcot. We have Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind at Epcot. We have Snow White's Enchanted Wish, and we have Avengers Campus. So which one, let me know in the chat which one you are most interested in or looking forward to the most. Yeah, I agreed, Mom. Mom says, I wish Disney would release a statement on the status of Tron. It would quell the wild speculation and let us know what to expect. Yeah, I wish they would do the same. And Jonathan Chong says it appears to be the soonest ride to open. I think you're right. Yeah, that too. James Ryan says, and a couple with it, a real statement regarding the refurbishment of Space Mountain. They are linked. Everyone knows it, so say so. So yeah. Let's see here. Daniel says, I would assume a release date for Remy's is coming out soon. It seems to be complete. Yeah, I think you're right. I don't know what else is left to be done there. I don't have any insider information. But yeah, let's see here. Adventures by D says Guardians of the Galaxy, like the Harry Potter ride with 70s rock tunes. Yeah, that should be really cool. They've got to have some amazing. They've got to have an amazing soundtrack, some amazing songs to go with it. I really enjoy roller coasters that have good tunes playing while you're riding them. I think of the Rip Ride at Rocket at Universal Studios. I think of Rock and Roller Coaster with the Aerosmith music. I love that. It's so much fun to ride. It's a great ride. So yeah, I'm also shout out to Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout there at Disney California Adventure. Has great songs. I think don't quote me, I think there's probably 5 or 6 different songs that you have the option to get on that ride too. But it's a blast. I was really I was really skeptical of the news whenever I first saw it out of the Tower of Terror at Disney California Adventure being rethemed to Guardians of the Galaxy. And so, this was before I was really big into Guardians of the Galaxy at all. And so finally, I watched the movies and really enjoyed it. Loved the music. The soundtrack's amazing. And so I'm really curious to see, to listen to the songs that they choose for the Guardians ride, because they've got to do it justice. So it's interesting. You kind of watch on the screens as you're riding the Mission Breakout. You've got the music playing because Rocket plugs in the tunes, but it'll be interesting to see because they've got to make it work because you're watching kind of what's going on in front of you with the Mission Breakout ride, but with Cosmic Rewind, it seems like they're doing some storytelling, and so they've got to make it work. So you've got to be able to still pick up the audio while hopefully hearing some awesome music. So very curious to see and experience that ride whenever it opens up. Yeah, Daniel says it is interesting to see a Disneyland classic like Snow White being refurbished, but it is exciting to see what they do to it. Yeah, I'm really interested to see. Stacy Rogers says, I'm back, and everything I've heard says both Tron and Guardians have been bumped to at least 2022. Oh no, I'm hoping that's not right. But your information's is probably good as most people can get, Stacy. So hopefully that's not right, but we shall see. Yeah, Mom says I see no reason for them to talk about a refurb of the Jungle Cruise when they have so many irons in the fire. Yeah. Whenever they, before all this coronavirus stuff even got cranked up, I was concerned that they were being a bit aggressive with all the things that they were opening. I was like, we have the 50th anniversary of Walt Disney World coming up. How in the world are they going to juggle all this construction? And Epcot was so torn up, and there's still walls everywhere at Epcot, which is why we skipped it on both of our trips last year. But I do, they're doing a refurb on the Jungle Cruise. I was gonna save that for Disney News, but yeah, they announced this week that they're doing a refurb of Jungle Cruise. So I don't. It's interesting because they said that Splash Mountain, the retheming of Splash Mountain to Princess and the Frog, was also a quote unquote a priority. That I believe Josh Tomorrow reiterated that refurbishing that ride was a priority for them. So it is a bit concerning and a bit confusing for them to say, yeah, by the way, we're going to go ahead and refurbish Jungle Cruise as well. I don't think the timing's right for that, but they're going to do what they're going to do. And so nobody asked my opinion. But anyway, let's see. Alex Kennett says, is it true Rock and Roller Coaster will be refurbished? I've heard yes and no. It was closed kind of randomly there for a few days a while back. They changed out one of the posters, over time, that, the sun, and you've got the elements that wear and tear on those posters. But they closed the ride for a few days, a few weeks ago, it seems like. And they cranked it back up. And I think everything seems to be as it was. They replaced that picture. Let's see here. Scrolling through. Oh yeah, not needed in my opinion. In my honest opinion, I'm guessing your Adventures of D. I'm guessing you're talking about the Jungle Cruise. Let's see here. Trying to catch up in chat. Scrolling through here, trying to catch up. Let's see. Yeah. I think you make a really good point there, Alex Kennett. The announcement of the Jungle Cruise comes on the heels of the closure of the Hall of Presidents. and Jungle Cruise has been under fire for years, and I think Disney is worried about current events. Yeah, I could definitely see that. Let's see here. Trying to catch up. Yeah, Disinfinity. Daniel says people are definitely not as mad about Jungle Cruise as they were about Splash Mountain from what I've seen. I think you're right. I've seen a lot less, and I think it's because they're not completely, at least from my understanding, they're not completely overhauling the ride. It sounds like they're just kind of changing a few scenes, and so it'll be interesting to see how extensive it is. They showed some of the concept artwork of a crashed ship and an updated rhino scene with some different passengers from one of the other tours having climbed up on the pole trying to avoid the rhino's point. But so it'll be interesting to see how extensive the yeah, there you go. Mike Wheeler says people aren't as mad about Jungle Cruise because they're not retheming the whole thing or actually adding to it to make it a little bit better. Yeah, I think you're right. Daniel says, haha, yes, especially if there's a Dwayne Johnson animatronic. I actually believe I read that they confirmed that they will not be theming it after the movie, which I am very excited to see the Jungle Cruise movie. I'm a big fan of Dwayne The Rock Johnson from his wrestling career, but yeah, Mom says Disney needs to narrow their focus and finish current projects before tearing up anything else. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, Mike Wheeler confirms there will be no ties to the movie on the ride. It's probably for the best. But so yeah, so again, let me know in the chat what you're looking forward to opening most. What you're most looking forward to open this year. So we have Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. Hopefully, Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. Hopefully, Disneyland opens at some point because the Snow White's Enchanted Wish is waiting for people to experience it, and Avengers Campus. So supposedly, I believe that's all the attractions we're getting at this point so far. Let me scroll through here. All right. Yeah, Alex says, let's see here. I hope they change the elephants to squirt the boat. That would be funny. Trying to catch up with the chat. Sorry, just getting a quick drink of water there. So yeah, Stacey Rogers says, I really don't see an issue with them adding characters from the movie to Jungle Cruise. I mean, they did it with Pirates. Yeah, I think you can do it tastefully and still respect the kind of the heritage and the vision of the ride while also incorporating characters. So who knows? Maybe fast forward, depending on the movie's success. Obviously, you think about it. Pirates of the Caribbean, the Curse of the Black Pearl, and the Haunted Mansion movie with Eddie Murphy were both released in the same year. Pirates of the Caribbean blew up and became a movie with multiple sequels. And the Haunted Mansion with Eddie Murphy did not. So I think it probably hinges largely on the success of the Jungle Cruise movie. So we'll see. But try to catch up here. But yeah, I would say I'm most excited for Avengers Campus. I'm pumped to check that out. Very intrigued to see and kind of be able to compare, because up to this point we have the Mission Breakout ride, and in terms of Marvel presence in the parks, you'd have to, in Orlando, you really have to go to Universal Studios, the Islands of Adventure, to check out their Marvel section in order to experience Marvel rides. So it's oh, Alex Kennett says, anyone played the Jungle Cruise board game yet? I haven't yet. I saw it and was really intrigued and thought about buying it, but I haven't decided to buy it yet. But so yes. So another question I had kind of for the chat tonight was, what attraction do you love that others would say needs to be badly renovated or just outright replaced. So I was kind of thinking on the along the lines of the Jungle Cruise ride in the announcement coming out this week of that ride being rethemed. What Disney ride do you enjoy, ride or show experience do you enjoy that other people might think that it needs to be renovated or just outright replaced? And I have some friends here. So the attraction that I love that a lot of people probably don't get or really understand, or maybe even question why we even have it. Actually, I've got one more. Where is he? I'll have to find him. But all right, the Country Bear Jamboree. I love the Country Bear Jamboree. And so I've got a couple of the wishables. But you have a Big Al here and Beulah, Bubbles, or Bunny here. It doesn't say which one from the pack. But I love the Country Bear Jamboree. And I do think the animatronics can use a facelift, but I love the characters. I love the show. Obviously, grew up in Texas. I'm from the South, and so I'm biased. But I love the Country Bear Jamboree. And one of my earliest memories, yeah. Hey, welcome in, Danny. Big shout out to Griswold Family Vacay. Check them out if you haven't already. But big shout out to Griswold Family Vacay. Danny, congratulations on becoming monetized. That is fantastic. What a milestone. What an achievement. So big shout out to Danny. Thank you for being here. Yeah, Mom, those bears are our people. Let's see here. Catching up on the chat. Mom says Carousel Progress is one that people might think needs an update or needs to be replaced. I would be so disappointed if they ever announced that they were going to replace the Carousel Progress. Or, obviously you could continue to update, the end scene, as technology progresses, so it continues to kind of point forward, kind of be future looking, but it's just so iconic as you travel through the different decades and see the progression of technology in the American way of life. I love the Carousel Progress. That's a great one. Let's see here, looking at the chat. Mike Wheeler says, I used to work at Amazing Adventures of Spider-Man. That was my first job outside of high school, being a ride operator. That is cool. See, I really enjoy that ride. So in my opinion, the Spider-Man ride that they're building out at Avengers Campus at Disney California Adventure, they've got a high mark. They've got a high bar for me. Even though I think the visuals could be updated a bit for that ride at the Island of Adventure, I really enjoy it. It's a great ride. So that is really neat, Mike. Let's see here. Keep scrolling. Okay, yeah. Alex says it's $30. I want to know if it's any good before I buy it. Talking about the Jungle Cruise game. So if you have the Jungle Cruise game, or if you played it, I'm sure there's probably a guide or playthrough video out there, Alex, somewhere. That'd be worth checking out. So it might give that a search. But if you've played the Jungle Cruise game, or if you own the Jungle Cruise game, let us know if it's any good, because Alex is curious. Let's see here. James Ryan says, I very much enjoy Carousel of Progress, but there are many who do not like it and do not see the value of it. Man, I just don't know how you could not see the value of the Carousel of Progress. I mean, what a technological feat. What an accomplishment. I would be thoroughly disappointed if they ever decided to get rid of the Carousel of Progress. Disinfinity says, Daniel says, Rock and Roller Coaster, I think a retheme wouldn't really bother anyone, and it would be cool to see what they would retheme it to. It would be interesting. who knows what they go with? You know, if honestly, you know, whenever I first saw and again, you know, there's kind of that strange like which Marvel characters can we use, which Marvel characters can we not use thing going on in Orlando. And so whenever I first saw Rock and Roller Coaster as an option for something that could be rethemed, I thought Guardians made a ton of sense, Daniel. So I personally I love Aerosmith. I think the ride, the song selection is fantastic. I thoroughly enjoy it. But it would be interesting to see what they come up with. Let's see here. Scrolling through, trying to catch up here. Stacy says Carousel of Progress definitely needs an update, but that is all it needs. I agree. Ventures by D says I like Carousel of Progress, if for nothing else, and Walt worked on it himself. And yeah, Mom says Carousel of Progress is Walt's brainchild. Mike says I love Carousel of Progress, but I agree it does need an update. Let's see here. Jonathan Chong says the only update would be to add the scene in Old Horizons ride of the space home as an extra scene. That'd be interesting. So Alex Kennett says Carousel of Progress needs some love on the animatronics. Update the modern scenes since the history of the ride is connected to Walt. I'd love to see the original animatronics in the first and second scenes, and then update to new. That's an interesting option. A little bit of talk about the redhead. Obviously, we know the redhead was updated. They changed up that auction scene there in Pirates of the Caribbean. So there's still a lot of people that are very bitter about that. But keep looking through the chat here. So yeah, exactly. Daniel says yes, Guardians would have been cool, but obviously that won't happen now. Yeah, we've got the Cosmic Rewind coming, so very neat. Looking forward to that. Alex Kennett says I'd love to see the original ride return to Journey into Imagination. Disney and Kodak blew it on the refurbs. That's a bummer. So I had a question for the chat, and it's along those lines. If there is a ride. A ride, show, or an attraction that you could bring back from the past, resurrect and maybe even update to be better, today. What ride is that? Obviously, I went to the park for the first time when I was, I think, 3 or 4 years old, and that was in the 90s, and so. The park's been, we're celebrating 50 years this year of Disney World being open. So, my experiences with Disney World only go back so far. So let me know in the chat if there's an attraction you could bring back and possibly an updated version, bring it back from the past. So let me know. Stacey Rogers said, yeah, the Mississippi River has a lot to do with the Marvel character they can and can't use in Orlando. Yeah, I've seen that before. Oh man, we are. Woo. Oh yeah, big shout out here from Mom. Check out the Wood Carvers page, Ray Kinman on Facebook. He carved a lot of the classic wood signs that are used at Disneyland. I believe some of the signs at Disney World as well. But he is a great follow. He sometimes gives us a little bit of history, a little bit of background on the things that he carved. He recently there was a Country Bear, I think it was a Hungry Bear restaurant at Disneyland, and he recently shared a story related to a wood carving that he did for that. And then also he shared a picture of his hand, and he had a bit of an accident with a chainsaw, working on chainsaw art for a Pocahontas store that was at Disneyland. So, yeah, great suggestion, Mom. He's a very humble guy. I mean, he likes and comments and thanks you. If you post on his, if you comment on his post, so seems like a very down to earth individual who has made help make the parks what they are for us. Looking at those just intricate designs and the woodworking is truly amazing. So great, very talented individual. James Ryan. So back to my question. What attraction would you bring back from the past? James Ryan says the Great Movie Ride. That's a good suggestion. I actually, was able to ride the Great Movie Ride and enjoyed it. To be able to take you through movie history is just really neat. So yeah, I'd agree. I wish, I hate that the Great Movie Ride's gone, but Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway is a really good ride. So it's a lot of fun. But I was sad to see the Great Movie Ride go away. Stacy Rogers says Horizons, but in Tomorrowland. See, I need to look up a ride through of Horizons. I never had the opportunity to experience Horizons. Jonathan Chong says Horizons no update. Man, so I need to check out some Horizons footage. Mom also says Horizons hands down. Let's see here. Welcome in, Jim. For more sunshine, please. Thank you for being here. We're having a discussion talking about which attractions we're looking forward to the most that's going to be coming this year. We're hoping for Ratatouille, Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. We're hoping for Cosmic Rewind, Guardians of the Galaxy, and hoping for Snow White's Enchanted Wish, the updated ride at Disneyland, and also Adventures Campus at Disneyland or Disney California Adventure. So we're talking about that. We're also talking about what is a ride that you enjoy that other people think may need to be replaced or experience a heavy refurbishment. And then also the thing that we're currently talking about is if you could bring back any ride from the past or attraction, what would it be? So it looks like a general consensus is Horizons. I never had the opportunity to experience that, but I'm definitely gonna have to look up a ride through for sure. Let's see, trying to catch up in the chat. Sorry, I got behind. Let's see here. Yeah, there you are. There you are, Jim. I'd love to see an upgraded Great Movie Ride. Agreed. Mike Wheeler says definitely Horizons and an updated movie ride. That'd be great. Let's see here. Oh yeah, Daniel. Oh, Daniel, I think you nailed it. When Splash Mountain closes, that will be my answer. Oh man, terrible. Okay. I hope they do a killer job, and I hope that the Princess and the Frog retheme is amazing. Jillian wishes they would have gone with Pocahontas instead, because it would have made more sense. With the whole mountain drop off thing. Adventures by D says Alien Encounter, loved it. Wasn't for little kids, too scary, but it was fun. I have watched a very low quality video of Alien Encounter, and it looks intense. The Stitch's Great Escape, I know a lot of people hated it, but I thought it was interesting. I thought it was neat. That I don't know that I'll ever be able to shake the smell that it blows into your mouth or into your nose from the chili dog, where Stitch burps chili dog onto you. But yeah, I've heard Alien Encounter was very intense. So I'd like to see, hopefully at some point, somebody can restore some really good footage of that ride, because I'd like to see more of it. Jonathan Chong says Horizons has the same voice used in the space home scene as Carousel of Progress. Always thought Tomorrowland and Epcot future was tied together as one. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, there we go. Mom says Ray Kinman carved the Country Bear Jamboree sign on our thumbnail. So check that out. Hopefully we're able to see that. Catching up here. Alex Kennett says bring back the Hunchback of Notre Dame musical adventure. What the show meant to disabled children was unbelievable. That would be really neat. Man, I wonder if there's some good footage online of that. One that I remember from whenever I was itty bitty was there used to be like a Lion King puppet style show. So not necessarily like the Broadway version of the Lion King, but they were like functioning puppets. But and also a neat fact that I didn't realize I'd bring up tonight, but somehow we managed to come around on this topic years later. So that ride, I was probably 3 or 4 whenever I saw that Lion King show, and it was like one of the last things we did, I think, that night. So I just remember being very tired. I may have even fallen asleep because I was so worn out from the day. But years later, fast forward to whenever I was there with the high school band from my high school, I saw some of the puppets that they used in that Lion King show. So that was just a huge like blast from the past, and it was so cool to see. It was in one of the backlot warehouses. We had our band got to eat a meal in one of these just kind of storage warehouse things, and if I remember correctly, they didn't allow us to take any pictures, and so and this was mid to late 2000s, and so I unfortunately was not able to sneak any pictures of that, unfortunately. But yeah, that's a neat suggestion. The Hunchback of Notre Dame, a musical adventure. Let's see. Tina says, yeah, Disney always makes improvements. My foot. Oh no. Trying to catch up here. Sorry, I got behind. All right, here we go. Yeah, we'll have to look up that attraction, Alex. Mike says the Hunchback was a great show. Hey, welcome in, Shelly Starwalker. Great to see you. Thank you for dropping in on us tonight. We're talking about old attractions and new attractions, what you're looking forward to. But yeah, Danny says, I have only been to Disney twice so far, but I know I'll miss Splash Mountain. Yeah, we will too. Jim says, if Cosmic Rewind is half as fun as Mission Breakout, we're in for a treat. Agreed. It is so much fun. I was skeptical of the retheme. And whenever I rode Mission Breakout for the first time, they 100% won me over. So yeah, so it's just a testament to how well they did with that retheme. Tina says, yes, I loved Horizons, and that could have been timeless. Mike Wheeler says, I will send you a good video of a good performance of Hunchback. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate that. Trying to catch up. Let's see here. Alien, yeah, Alex says, Alien extraterrestrial adventure, crazy, insane. Loved it. Stacey Rogers says, Pocahontas doesn't fit there. I have been saying since the beginning, the reason they picked Princess and the Frog, because there is less. They have to change so much of the ride fits in. That's interesting. Yeah, you're traveling through the bayou with that ride. So that's a decent point. Mom says, I wonder if Rob Fuzz has any alien counter adventure. That would be really cool. James Ryan says, I think they're also taking Tom Sawyer Island away and retheming there as well to match up with the changes at Splash. Walt was a huge Mark Twain fan, and I bet he would not be pleased. Yes, agreed, for sure, James. That is an excellent point. Shelly Starwalker says, I liked Alien Encounter, scary fun. Let's see. There's awesome footage of the Hunchback of Notre Dame show online. Cool. I might have to check that out. Alex Kennett says, I was there for Hunchback of Notre Dame's last show. A little girl with Down syndrome hugged Quasi. She was crying and said he could live at her house now. Oh my goodness. That is precious. It's so sweet. Thank you for sharing that story with us, Alex. Shelly Starwalker says, I took my son to Disney back in 1996 when he was about 7 or 8 years old. Alien Encounter scared him. He's disappointed it's not there to confront as a grown man. I probably experienced much of the same thing. And oh yes, Mike Wheeler confirms Rob does have footage of the alien encounter, so I have to check that out. That's at Rob Fuzz. But so yeah, my story of being terrified of a ride as a child was before they rethemed the Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh at at the Magic Kingdom at Walt Disney World. It was previously Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, and at the end, you obviously lead a life of crime and you end up going to the bad place. And I remember there being like little devils, and they had like pitchforks, and it was red and everything. And so yeah, I was like 3 or 4, and that was just ingrained in my mind for quite some time. So yeah, it is a bit of a bummer. I could still, I did Jillian and I rode Mr. Toad's Wild Ride whenever we went to Disneyland just a handful of years ago, and I was bummed because I was ready to confront that end scene at Disneyland, but it is not the same end scene that they had that I remember as a child. So it's a bit of a bummer that I couldn't confront it as a grown man. I was a bit nervous still to ride the ride, but that's a really funny story, Shelly. Trying to catch up here. Hey, welcome in, Russ. Thank you for being here. Glad you're grabbing something to eat. We'll be ghost watching. Hope everyone has a nice evening. Yeah, thank you for being here, Russ. We always appreciate you showing up to our stream. So let me see here. We're talking about past and current and upcoming rides tonight, Russ. Let's see here. Trying to catch up on the chat some more. Here we go. Okay. All right. So yeah, to answer my questions, I'm really excited to see Avengers Campus. I'm excited to see all the new stuff that's coming down the road. A ride that others would say that I love, that others would say needs to be replaced or badly renovated, is the Country Bear Jamboree or attraction. I did say that animatronics could use some love, but I absolutely love the Country Bear Jamboree. Other people mentioned Carousel of Progress, and then I also asked which attraction would you bring back from the past, and a bunch of people in the chat said Horizons. Some people said the Great Movie Ride, and so yeah, those are kind of my questions tonight. Now, a little bit of time left. I wanted to do some show and tell along the lines of the Country Bear Jamboree. I've got Big Al and Bubbles, Bunny, or Beulah over here in wishable form. I need to go through and acquire the rest of the Country Bear wishable set, so I'll be working on that. I have the dog in wishable form from Pirates of the Caribbean with the keys in his mouth, and I have Gus, the Gus Haunted Mansion wishable from the Haunted Mansion. Obviously, he's got the little ball and chain here connected to him, so it's really neat. Shelly Starwalker says I'd vote for a Great Movie Ride comeback. Yeah, it would be interesting for them to bring that back and also see if they'd stick with the rides that they used previous, or the movies that they used previously as the inspiration, or if they go with some different ones. Let's see here. And then I have Aladdin, or actually I have Genie, I have Aladdin, I have Jasmine, and I have Carpet from the Aladdin set. So the last one I need for my Aladdin wishable set is the lamp. So hopefully I'll be able to track that one down. I wanted to show off too. I got this bag at the Disney store. Hopefully I can hold it back far enough to where you can see it. It is a pretty large bag, but it's got kind of in a comic book type artwork. It's got the child, and it says in a little bubble, it says "Stronger Than You Think." It says the legend continues on the bottom of the bag, and it's got the mud horn signet that Mando wears. And so yeah, it's this reusable bag that I got from the Disney store. On the sides, it says Star Wars: The Mandalorian, and kind of a comic book styling. So yeah, I was really excited to get that. And then Jillian got me this really funny shirt Alex Kennett says, "Forgive me. What are wishables? Small plush. Yeah, they're small little plushies." Alex. Let's see here. Yes, Daniel. Oh man, I'll tell you what. I think I was at. We were talking to James Ryan. I think possibly either during or after when we were writing Pirates, and he said, "Give it some time. Fast forward a year, and you'll be doing a vlog on your wishable collection." And he was right. We bought some wishables on that trip, and it was a trap. It's all been all down from here. So yeah. Uh, Garrett says Heimlich Choo Choo Train needs to come back for the really young children. So nice shout out to A Bug's Land there at California Adventure. Alex Kennett loved the great movie ride. Shelley loved the great movie ride. Let's see here. So yes, I definitely did catch on to the wishable craze. All right. Let's see. All right. Okay, so more show and tell. We have this shirt says, "As a matter of fact, I am wanted by all the ladies. Reward is getting to be with me. Please post in a conspicuous place." And it has Gaston with and it's kind of a wanted poster font. So Julian got this for me. There's no way I would buy this for myself. But I think it is really, really funny, and I wanted to show it off because Julian got it for me. So really, really funny shirt. And then I had one more thing to show for in terms of show and tell, and my younger brother is not a heavy consumer of our channel's material, so I think I could show this off without him seeing it. So yeah, this is Baymax with Mochi from Big Hero 6, and this is a Funko Pop. It is a box lunch exclusive. Hey, welcome in, Pete and McDevitt. Thank you for being here, my friend. Great to see you as always. Doing a little bit of show and tell at the tail end of our stream here, but it's great to see you tonight, my friend. So yeah, this is. Let me hide my comment here so you can see more of the screen. This is Baymax, and he's holding. So a big part of the reason I bought this one is because Baymax is holding the the Calico Kitty Mochi from that scene in Big Hero 6 where he's kind of deflated, and he's holding and petting the cat and says, "Harry, baby." And so I had to have this pop. My little brother and I love Big Hero 6. Obviously, you have the brother storyline going on in Big Hero 6, but I had to have it, especially when I saw that this pop Baymax is holding Mochi, because our family has I think she's 16 now, a 16-year-old calico cat, Daisy, and she is just precious. And so I got this pop to give to Adam for an upcoming birthday or whatever occasion I feel like giving it to him at. So a little bit of show and tell for you there. Catching up in chat. Daniel says Box Lunch has the best Funkos. Stacy Rogers says, "I want to get the Hot Topic exclusive of Baymax. That one is part of the Diamond Edition." Sweet. I've seen that one. That's a good looking pop. Agreed. Hey, no biggie. That's not a problem. Danny, hopefully your computer's okay. Alex Kennett says, "I want to see the new Star Wars hotel and attractions." Yeah. Galaxy's Edge is amazing. So I'm looking forward to you getting the opportunity to experience it. Let's see here, trying to catch up. All right. Yeah, so Garrett's right. They took A Bug's Land away for the space to put up Avengers Campus. Yeah, so that's correct. All right, closing out here with a little bit of Disney news, some quick hits for you. Festival of the Lion King returns to Animal Kingdom this summer. So I was very, very excited to see that news. Anytime we see more news of shows coming back, that means people are getting called back from furlough. That means they can go back to doing what they love and what they enjoy doing. So that's a good thing. So I'm very excited, very thankful that Festival of the Lion King is coming back to Animal Kingdom this summer. And also the Tomorrowland Transit Authority People Mover should be getting closer to reopening. I think the last date I saw was January 30th. I don't know if that'll be pushed back or not. It was pushed back the first time, so we'll see. And I did see the recent video of the ride cars for the People Mover bumping into each other during testing. People are going to blow this out of proportion, but I guarantee it's going to be good to go whenever they decide to reopen the ride. The Sorcerer's The Magic Kingdom interactive card game is now permanently closed after almost 8 years of operation. This game allowed guests to collect trading cards and use them to defeat the Disney villains at different portals throughout the park. So, it's always tough, because me and my family don't, live close to Disney World. We're not, we never really had time to do the Sorcerer of the Magic Kingdom. But I know a lot of people really enjoyed it, and so it'll be missed for sure. Remy's Ratatouille adventure keeps inching closer and closer to hopefully, we're really looking forward to an update or an opening date for Remy's Ratatouille adventure at Epcot. So you can get much closer to the entrance of the ride now. And so there's plenty of video walkthroughs there to show you how much closer you can get to it. So looking forward to that ride opening. And then also to a new Up collectible key. So we have some of the collectible keys here hanging up. I love the keys, but a new Up collectible key is coming on January 30th. I'm a big fan of the keys, especially like number one, I love Disney, but number two, there's a video game series called Kingdom Hearts that is Disney themed, and the main character's name is Sora, and he wields a weapon called the Keyblade, and it looks like a giant oversized key, and it changes depending on the different lands that he travels to. So that's one of the reasons I really love the keys. So keep an eye out for that Up collectible key to come out soon. Some updates here. I'm just trying to catch up here. Oh, thank you. I miss Mom tonight too, James. I did the best I could to pinch hit, and so hopefully you guys have enjoyed the show tonight. Let's see here. Yeah, Mike Lewis says, "Rise of Right Now, the Festival of Lion King when I have the Tumble Monkeys." That's a bummer. Hopefully, we can keep progressing, keep moving forward, and at some point, whenever it's okay to do so, bring back those the monkeys in that show, because it's a joy to watch. It's probably the closest experience you can get to seeing the style of performance that you would see on Broadway for The Lion King. I hope to do that one day. I haven't been able to do it yet, but hey, welcome in, Blaine. But the Festival of the Lion King is a great show, and hopefully, we'll be able to fast forward, get a little bit further down the road away from this pandemic, get the monkeys brought back, and we can bring back so much more of the entertainment that we're missing from the parks right now. But thank you for being here, Blaine. Really Creative Travel. It's always great to see you, my friend. We're just closing down the show, but let's see. Stacy Rogers says, "Will, it took me a little while, but I found Rob Fuzz's alien encounter and posted the link above. Thank you for sharing that. I've got to check that out after the show." Mike Wheeler says, and that's coming from the group I'm part of, cast from the past and present, and they said they have not gotten callbacks, but the singers and other performers have. Yeah, that's a bummer. We want to see people go back to work. We want to see people enjoy and get back to doing what they love and what they enjoy doing for a living. These people are incredibly talented, and I love Festival of the Lion King, and anytime I go to Epcot, it's a must do. But let's see here. Some other channel news. We have some shorts. Jillian shut down the Disney store, and also she unboxed some of the transportation wishables that came out recently. We have 2 potential upcoming videos. We have Should You Go to Walt Disney World in 2021? And then also I have about 7, I believe, of these Star Wars Mandalorian blind box pins. So there's one pin in each of the boxes, and so looking forward to checking that out. A lot of neat designs there. I picked these up from Box Lunch, and so I need to do an unboxing for these pins. So a little bit of channel news there. As far as our Thursday stream goes, Mom and I are still kind of thinking it over, trying to decide the direction we'd like to take with our Thursday show. But Mando Mania, so keep an eye out. We thought about talking about WandaVision. We've essentially other shows coming up on Disney Plus. So still trying to decide what we're going to do there. So, but if we do decide to go live, it'll be Thursday at noon, and that's 1 o'clock Eastern. Looking at the chat. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, Disinfinity says Nemo will be a little hard to bring back since most puppets require multiple people to control. Let's see here. Trying to catch up. Okay. All right. Again, thanks to everybody for being here. Big shout out to Dean at theliveplace.com. Huge thank you to Dean for putting together a TV guide of family-friendly content of channels and shows. Check out Dean's channel, Dreamers Empire. Really enjoyed the countdown week last week. A lot of channels did a great job with their countdowns, and so check them out. There are a lot of great channels in this chat. Mom was a guest on What in the World with Russ's countdown of top 10 moments from the MCU. So that one was a lot of fun, reminiscing on moments from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So check out that video. There are so many great ones. And so check that out. Big shout out to Dean again at the Live Place and Dreamers Empire on YouTube for assembling this family-friendly content. I want to say thank you so much to everybody in the chat tonight. Hopefully I got everybody. I may have missed somebody, but big shout out to Aunt Joy and Aunt Susan. Thank you for watching all of our stuff. Shout out to Mike Wheeler, Disinfinity, Tina McNeil, DCS, Alex Kennett, Adventures by D, Monarch Moments, Stacy Rogers, Dean the Turkey Legster, James Ryan, Francisco, Clay McKinney, Diz Our Dream, AJC Magic TV, Jonathan Chong, More Sunshine Please, Shelley Starwalker, What in the World with Russ, Pete McDevitt, and Rayleigh Creative Travel. If I missed you, I'm so sorry, but hopefully you'll come back and join us next week. Remember, my friends, if you can dream it, you can do it. We go live every Tuesday night at 9 o'clock p.m. Central, 10 o'clock Eastern. We thoroughly look forward to, I know Mom's really bummed that she couldn't make the stream this week, but we look forward to her being back next week. We thoroughly enjoy talking Disney with each and every one of you, and thank you so much for making us part of your family, part of the lineup of channels that you enjoy watching. So thank you so much for being here. Like, subscribe, and ring the bell if you enjoyed tonight's content, and check out our other videos on the channel if you don't mind. So try to catch us live because we really enjoy interacting with each of you. Or if you have to, watch on the replay and be a part of #TeamReplay. We're on social media on YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. And or you can email us if you want to reach out to us. You can email us at thehitchhikingbones@gmail.com. Big shout out to our ghost host moderators. Thank you so much for keeping our chat family friendly, and you're all amazing. I appreciate everybody for being here tonight. Remember, here at the Hitchhiking Bones YouTube channel, there's always room for one more. So please hurry back. Bye, everyone. Y'all have a great week.